If you don't love the universe will not love you back. That is millions of years ago. We knocked the door of Vaikuntha because my Ojas Virya is not that great. We didn't go to Bhurloka directly. We went through the path of the observer. You desired that relationship to be chaotic. If you go deeper, you will realize that there is no peace in happiness. There is peace in the fights.
This process of wanting spicy and sweet, and again spicy and sweet.
What is this world? Why am I living here? Going in the Maya and going out of the Maya. Like, why did the Purusha, that is the Adi Purusha, who created this universe, replicate? Hello everyone, welcome to the new series called as Classroom series. So the reason I'm giving this series name as Classroom is because we have our Ananth as student.
Hello everyone.
Yeah, basically this is a whiteboard series but with a student, because in the whiteboard series people just accept what I'm saying. They'll have questions but they'll not have a medium to ask. So here there is a medium for all the viewers for asking questions. So whatever questions you have, you just ask it to the universe and it will come to Ananth's mind. Hopefully Ananth will ask the same questions what you have in your mind. So this is whiteboard series but with questions attached. So Ananth, what do you feel about this new series?
I was not this excited for my maths class, but I'm really excited for this class.
Okay, so let us make this class interesting. So now the concept is basic, that is Kundalini, all the chakras and all the realms. So these realms are as per the Yogananda book, that is Autobiography of a Yogi, chapter 43. He has mentioned the existence of physical, astral, causal realm. And it is not only in Yogananda book, but also in our Hindu Sanatana Dharma, it is told that there exist 14 lokas. Like Bhurloka, there are subtler realms in the astral and causal world. And in the physical world, below Bhurloka, there are 7 lokas which exist because of overindulgence in Maya. So whoever has more Maya in them, they will go to the lower worlds like Atal, Vital, Sutal, Talatal, Mahatal. Whereas the people who have less desires go to the subtler worlds like Bhuva, Swaha, Maha, Jana, Tapa, Satya. So Satya is the last part of Maya where Brahma is giving Brahmagyan to the final souls who have reached the last stage of enlightenment. So after those souls realize that this world is Maya or a game of the God, that is the game of the creator, then they go out of the Maya. Basically our soul is always in the source. It is always in Sadashiva. But because of desires, it enters the Maya. Maya created by Lalita Tripura Sundari, who is there in the Sahasrara Chakra. So this is our basic concept of Project Kali. And these Kundalini chakras are there in Patanjali Yoga Sutras, and the desires are also mentioned. That is, in Mooladhara there is desire for food, Swadhisthana desire for sex, Manipura desire for power, Anahata desire for love, Vishuddha desire for speech, Agna Chakra desire to think, and finally Sahasrara desire to exist. So all this has been mentioned in Patanjali Yoga Sutras. So basically the basic concept of Project Kali is based on the Vedas and Upanishads. Every Mahavidya is placed in the respective chakras. For example, Bhairavi in Mooladhara, Kamakala Kali in Swadhisthana, Mahavidya Kamala in Manipura, Kali Baglamukhi Dhumavati, Bhuvaneshwari in Anahata, Tarama, Matangi in Vishuddha, Chinnamasta in Agna Chakra, and finally Lalita Tripura Sundari in Sahasrara Chakra. And the koshas, that is Anandamaya Kosha, Vijnanamaya Kosha, Manomaya Kosha, Pranamaya Kosha, Annamaya Kosha is mentioned in the Vedanta. That is the final text of Vedas like Taittiriya Upanishad, Mandukya Upanishad. Rituals are mentioned in the Rigveda, Yajurveda, Atharva Veda, etc. So these are the basic concepts, and we have our Kalima, Manjunatha and Krishna here. And now the additional person is Ananth, who will ask questions whichever comes to his mind. So Ananth, what questions you have?
I was just wondering, we all go to temple to pray, and what we pray is for something material. When we pray for something material, what is actually happening on a spiritual level? How are we getting what we want when we ask the deities?
Okay, for that you have to know that we are asking something from the physical realm. So in the physical realm, when we ask for our materialistic desires, it has a chance to manifest or it doesn't. So that will be determined by your devotion, your love towards the deity or the universe itself. Basically the deities are the universe, because deities are in the causal realm, which is the outermost layer of Maya. So basically they are the creators of the universe. So if you want to ask them, you have to love them. If you don't love the universe will not love you back. So you have to love them very devotionally with gratitude. So first you have to have gratitude for what you have. Like for example, the food, shelter, parents, relatives, friends that you have. You have to be grateful for that. You have to be grateful to the causal being who created this universe in his dream. When you are grateful to that causal being who is in the causal realm, the Garbhodakshaya Vishnu, he will change the dream. But if you're not grateful, he'll feel like the soul that asked millions of years ago to enter my dream is not grateful towards me. It has forgotten that it is a soul. This soul has forgotten that I sent it to experience its own desires. That is millions of years ago. We knocked the door of Vaikuntha. As souls, we knocked the door and we told Vishnu, see, I have this desire. I want to fulfill it, but I'm not able to create Maya because my Ojas, Virya is not that great. So that's why I want you to create a universe for me where I can fulfill my desire. So that is what our soul asked Mahavishnu. And Mahavishnu, in the Garbha of Lalita Tripura Sundari, he created this world for us souls to experience. We went inside the lokas, not directly. We didn't go to Bhurloka directly. We went through the path of the observer. That is, first we entered the Satyaloka, then Maharloka, Tapoloka, Swargaloka, Bhuvaloka, then finally Bhurloka, we entered the physical realm. Now, in order to fulfill your desire, you have to know this journey that you went through. That is, all the three realms that you went through, you have to know it, that I have gone through the causal world, astral world, physical world, and I have to be grateful for all the lineage that I have. That is, in the Bhuvaloka, I have astral beings who are taking care of me. I have an astral family there. And in Swargaloka, I have Indradev, Vayudev, Varunadev, and all the Tattva Devatas. And in Maharloka, I have all my gurus. In Tapoloka, I have all my Saptarishis, my lineage. And in finally Satyaloka, I have this universe's Brahma. And in Vaikuntha Loka, I have my father, that is Vishnu, who created a world for me. I am his child who wanted to fulfill desire, and he created a world for me, this undeserving soul. So that must be your mindset. If your mindset is like, I deserve this desire to be fulfilled, then it will not work. You have to have that humbleness, gratitude towards him. Only then the desire will get fulfilled. And also that must be done during Brahma Muhurta, when the astral causal layers, the transitionary layers are subtle in nature. During the daytime it becomes strong, the separation becomes strong. But during Brahma Muhurta, the transitionary layer between physical, astral and causal becomes very thin. And that time you will be able to connect with those subtler realms easily.
So, are you saying that we see a lot of suffering in this world? Are the people who are suffering desired suffering?
Yes. Every soul has its own karmic account. That is, they have the guilt. For example, now let's say you are in a relationship and the relationship is very chaotic. You wanted that to be chaotic. You desired that relationship to be chaotic. Some people say, why am I in this relationship? Why am I in this family? You wanted to be in that chaotic family. You wanted to be wherever you are, because there is enjoyment in the suffering. Deep inside, not like superficial. Superficially, if you see, you'll think that, oh, I'm suffering. But if you go deeper, you will realize that there is no peace in happiness. There is peace in the fights.
Add some masala into your life.
Yeah, correct. Because after all, this is a Maya Leela. Maya Leela gets interesting only with fights. But for people who are connected to the subtler realms, for them that is not required. Masalas are not required. They will want peace in life. And their soul also will want peace in life. So they'll be living a very happy and peaceful life. But if your soul has even a pinch of guilt, a pinch of masala craving, then it will want fights. Then Ananth, what do you think about your life, your soul? Like why it chose Ananth?
I don't know, maybe curiosity. Like, I'm not ready to believe whatever is told or whatever is there. I like to experiment things. And that's why I'm very interested in whatever you're saying, because I'm open to learn things. And yeah, that's why.
I have observed Ananth from childhood. That is, he's very skeptical. Unless he sees it for real. That is, if you see Kali for real, see Vishnu for real, only then you believe it. Otherwise, you're not a person who takes all these lokas into consideration. Unless you have seen the lokas, why should you believe? That is the question.
Yeah, exactly. And that's what I support to all the Project Kali subscribers as well. Unless you see it, why to believe it? Like, you need to get down and experience things. For example, I'm such a person. Like, when I eat something spicy, then I'll say the bhaiya to put meeta pani to the masal puri. And then later I eat meeta. And I'm like, oh, it's meeta. Khara dalo. This process of wanting spicy and sweet, and again spicy and sweet. Like, why do this? Like, why are we doing this? Why is this chain there? And how can we break this chain?
This chain is there because you wanted vivid colors in your life. You wanted contrast. Like you don't want the same thing. Like if you eat ganji uta, that is rice broth every day, you will feel bored. You will want some pickle, some palya, curries. So that will satisfy the palate. But there will come a time in future where bland stuff will become peaceful. You will not want the contrast.
Are you speaking about the minimalistic lifestyle? Like people are behind having little things around them and not having a lot of things. Like they see happiness in whatever little they have with them.
No, I'm talking about our basic psychology. For example, when I was young, I loved pizza, burgers. I loved gobi manchuri, paneer chili, and all that. But as I grew, I started liking my own roots. That is, when I came to adolescence, 23-year-old adult, that time I loved whatever my mom cooked. That is, I loved the spinach curry, the jackfruit curry, the ashgard curry she cooked. I didn't like that before. Before, I always loved North Indian butter naan and paneer kulcha, butter masala, tikka masala. I would love that because it's not a part of our root. That is, if you see our Konkani cuisine, we don't have such taste. And we are our roots are very earthy in taste. If you see our ashgard curry, kuwane sasam, chane gashi, the jackfruit curry, having very earthy coconutty flavor. And I used to not like that before. But as I grew, I started liking it. Why? Because my taste palette, didn't like the contrast anymore. It wanted something of its own root. So that is how our soul is. Like first it will want more. That is, the Maya will be so high during our young age. Then as we grow old, we will want to go back to our roots. So that is why if you observe rich people, initially they will make millions of dollars. Then after that they'll question, what is this world? Why am I living here? So they will have that. But if they are psychopaths, they'll have different mindset. But if they are like actually questioning, they will come to a point where they will go to spiritual organizations and they will ask questions like, why am I here? Who am I? And all that. That is because your soul has satisfied the desire. Now it wants to go back to the roots. So that is how our journey is from childhood to adulthood. It's like a journey of going in the Maya and going out of the Maya. Like how we go in the swimming pool, we jump in the water. And after playing, we'll feel, this is enough. Then we'll go back to the shores.
I'm just remembering the conversation that we had about asexual reproduction when we were in Bangalore. Could you just like write it and explain it to all the viewers watching right here?
Oh yeah, that was a very interesting conversation. That is, we were asking ourselves, why did asexual reproduction change to sexual reproduction? That is, when our ancestral DNA, like amoeba or the primordial living being of Earth, when we had asexual reproduction, that is, an ability to create offspring by our own genes, that is, replicas, why did we shift to sexual reproduction? So this was the question. When we asked ChatGPT, it told that it is because for adaptability, because if asexual was continuing, then we would have the same DNA structure and that will not have adaptable features. For example, if it is there in the cold climate, it will not be able to adjust in the hot climate and it will die. So that's why the asexual got converted to sexual reproduction, where there are two different parents and two different parents give different genes, and these genes will give rise to adaptability. The offspring can live in both humid, hot or cold temperatures. That is why the asexual got converted to sexual reproduction, because of evolution. That was the answer. But we applied this theory for our own soul. We were thinking, why did the Purusha, that is the Adi Purusha, who created this universe, replicate? Like, why did he create many replicas of himself? So we came to a conclusion where